Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Friday, September 16th, 2022. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's Thursday Night Football game, look ahead to Sunday's games, college football, I'll look ahead to a very busy weekend ahead, Major League Baseball, we'll go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to a busy weekend. We have WNBA Finals, Game 3 to recap and look ahead to Game 4. We also have Major League Soccer, golf, NASCAR, news and notes, best bet, and Fab 5. All right, we'll start with the NFL. We'll go over last night's game, and we have a very interesting week 2 to look to for Sunday. Chiefs over the Chargers 27-24. The Chiefs are 2-0. The Chargers are 1-1. Patrick Mahomes, 24 of 35, 235 yards and 2 touchdowns. Justin Herbert, 33 of 48, 343 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a brutal 99-yard pick six, which was the difference in this game. But even more brutal for Justin Herbert is that he got hit in the ribs last night and was clearly in pain trying to play out that game. He got x-rays after the game. We'll get into more of that in news and notes. All right, so Sunday's games for week 2 of the 2022 NFL season. We'll start with 1 o'clock on CBS between the Jets and the Browns from Cleveland. It's Joe Flacco against Jacoby Brissett. That is the worst quarterback matchup. That could go down as the worst quarterback matchup of the season. Although there's some bad games this year, but at least Justin Fields might be involved in some of them, and he's much better than the two guys on display in this game. The Browns are favored by 6.5. Total is 39.5. My play for this game is going to be the over. I think that's just simply too low. I don't think the Jets' defense is very good. It really self-combusted in the second half of that game. So, my play here is going to be over 39.5. Next up on Fox, you have the Commanders and the Lions. The Lions are favored by 1.5. Total is 48.5. I absolutely love the over in this game, too. I think that there's going to be a lot of points scored. I don't think either of these teams are good defensively. The only thing that makes me nervous about taking this over is Carson Wentz is capable of shitting the bed at any point. So I think that the over's the pick. But I really think it's a good spot also for that Lions offense to continue some success it had last week. Next up, we have the Buccaneers and the Saints. And by the way, projections for the two games I just did. Jets, Browns, I project Browns 5.5, total 43.25. And Commanders, Lions, I project Lions 2.5, total 53. And forfeits. On Fox, Bucs, Saints. The Saints are favored by 2.5, totals 44.5. I love the Saints getting to 2.5. I love it. I think that the Saints will win this game outright. The Bucks have a lot of injuries right now. To speak of, I actually project the Saints as a 1-point favorite, total of 41 and 4/5. So there's a good argument to be made for the under as well, but I love the Saints as an underdog here. On Fox, Panthers, Giants. The Giants are 1.5-point favorites. Total is 43.5. I have a slight lean to the Giants here. Do I love the pick? No. Because I think the Giants are certainly capable of losing this game. But the Panthers are also capable of losing this game. This is not a great game. A better game now than it looked a week ago because of the confidence the Giants showed in the second half of that Titans game, and then the Panthers in the second half of the Browns game as well. So both teams were competent in the second half of their respective games. One came out victorious, the other came out losers. So I understand the argument for the Panthers. They have the better quarterback, I get it. But slight lean to the Giants. I project Giants 3 total, 43 and 3/20. On CBS, Patriots, Steelers. I project Steelers 4.5 total, 40 and 3/20. It's Patriots 2.5 total, 4.5. I love Pittsburgh. I can't stress that enough. I can't believe this is at 2.5. I think that the better team right now is the Steelers. I understand TJ Watt not being there, and that is a huge deal. I accounted for that in my projections here. If he was there, I'd be 5.5, my line. But I like the Steelers getting the 2.5 and plus 110 to win outright. On CBS, Colts, Jaguars. The Colts are favored by 3.5, totals 44.5. I like the under. I just feel that this is a spot where it's going to be a defense game. It's a division game. On paper, you would think over, but I think the Colts defense will play better than it did a week ago. I think the Jaguars defense is going to potentially play better than a week ago because of some of the potential injuries on the Colts. My projections here are Colts 2.5 total, 40 and a 20th. So give me the under. CBS, Dolphins, Ravens. The Ravens are favored 3.5 total, 44.5. I love the under here. I think this is a low-scoring game. Dolphins unders are going to be very popular picks with me this year. Their defense showed some improvement against the Pats, but the Pats might not be that good. So that's why I'm a little skeptical of this under. My projection is Ravens 5.5 total, 37 and a 20th, but I could see this being 24-20 Ravens as a final score, and that works for me. So I like the under here. Next up is 4 o'clock on Fox, Falcons, Rams. So we're into the 4 o'clock window now. The Rams are now a 9.5-point favorite. Total is 46.5. I absolutely love the Rams. This is my most confident favorite to cover. I think they're much better than Atlanta. There's no position where I'd give Atlanta an edge over the Rams on the field. So, give me the Rams minus the 9.5 at home against the Falcons. Seahawks, 49ers on Fox. The 49ers are favored by 8.5, totals 41.5. This is another under that I like. I think the 49er defense will play well. I think the Seahawks offense will be a letdown after the Monday night performance. So I really like the under in this game. I project 49ers 9.5 total 37 and 17/20. And by the way, I have Rams 14.5 total 46 and 19/20. 4:25 on CBS. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo. Bengals Cowboys. This probably would have been a more exciting game a week ago, considering what happened to Dak Prescott. The Bengals are favored by 7.5 totals, 41.5. My projections are very close. I absolutely would stay away from this game. I have 7.5 and 41.5. I hate it. I would not bet on this game for the life of me. I have a slight under here as a projection, and I'll pass in terms of a side. Also on CBS, Texans Broncos. The Broncos are 9.5-point favorites. Totals 45.5. I like the under here too. I think the Bronco defense will perform better than it did against the Seahawks. No Justin Simmons is a huge problem for Denver defensively, but I don't think it'll really matter in this game. So I'm going to go under. I project 11 and 38.75. Cardinals Raiders. This should potentially be where Nantz and Romo are now that Bengals Cowboys isn't a good game anymore. So a lot of interesting 4 o'clock games. So 5 in the 4 o'clock window this week. The Raiders are favored by 5.5. Total is 51.5. My projections are spot on here. I have 5.5 and 50 and 17/20. So the pick here is a slight under, and I'll pass on a side unless the line goes up. So it's a slight under there. Sunday Night Football, Bears-Packers. Green Bay's a 9.5-point favorite. Total's 41.5. So I have 2 significant edges on 2 particular sides. As much as I want to bet Green Bay, my numbers say take the under. So unders have been the hit this week on the podcast. So I'm going to take the under 41.5. I also like Green Bay. I put those 2 in a same game parlay. We have 2 Monday night games. We'll get to them on the Monday podcast. All right, now move on to college football. Very interesting weekend coming up. We're going to see how teams bounce back from upset losses and all that jazz. So tonight we have 2 games. 7:30 on ESPN, you have Florida State against Louisville. My projection is Florida State by a half total, 50 and 17/20. And Florida State is giving 2.5 total, 56.5. I'm going with the under for the podcast pick here. I just think that it's a lower scoring game than expected. At 8 o'clock on CBS Sports Network, you have Air Force in Wyoming. Air Force is giving 16.5. Total is 46.5. So last time I checked the lines, this one up 2 points. But hey, that makes me feel better about my pick. I'm taking Wyoming getting all the points. I project 6 and 52 and 4/5. So I also do like the over in this spot. All right, Saturday, 11 o'clock on the ACC Network, you have Wofford and Virginia Tech. I don't think Vegas Insider has the game posted, and it doesn't. So my projection is Virginia Tech 41.5, total 42 and 4/5. 12 o'clock, ESPN, number 1 Georgia at South Carolina. Georgia's favored by 24.5, totals 55.5. I'm taking South Carolina getting the points. No, they won't win, obviously. They've played Georgia well throughout the past several seasons. But I feel here that Georgia's going to bring the best out of South Carolina a little bit here. On ABC at 12 o'clock, UConn at number 4 Michigan. Michigan where's that game? For some reason, there it is. I just glossed over it. Michigan's favored by 47.5, total is 60.5. I like the under. I just think that that total's high, especially for a UConn game with that terrible offense. On Fox, number 6 Oklahoma and Nebraska, the big noon game. Oklahoma is giving 10.5, total 65.5. I like the under in this game as well. I project Oklahoma 10, total 56 and a 5th. And by the way, in the previous 2 games, Georgia, South Carolina, I project Georgia 11.5, total 49 and 13/20. And Michigan 49.5, total 50 3/4. SEC Network, Youngstown State at number 9, Kentucky. I project Kentucky 39.5, total 53 and 9/10. Fox Sports 1, Texas State at number 17, Baylor. Baylor is favored in this game by 29.5, total 52.5. I like Texas State in the sandwich spot, getting all the points. I project 15 and 54 and 2/5. 12 o'clock, SEC Network Plus. Abilene Christian, Missouri. I project Missouri 35.5, total 54 and a 20th. CBS Sports Network, Villanova Army. I project Army 6.5, total 58 and 2/5. I'm looking forward to see what that line is. Big Ten Network, Southern Illinois at Northwestern. I project Northwestern 12.5, total 59 and 7/20. ESPN 2, Purdue, Syracuse. Syracuse is favored by 1.5, total 59.5. I like the under. Lower scoring game. I project Pick in 52 and 13/20. ESPN U, Cincinnati and Miami of Ohio. Cincinnati is giving 22.5, total 50.5. I like Miami of Ohio getting all the points. Cincinnati in a road game. This is Miami of Ohio, who really doesn't get opportunities like this at home. I project 12 and 56 1/4. Long Island against Kent State. I project Kent State 35.5, total 55 and 7/10. Big Ten Network, Western Kentucky and Indiana. Indiana's giving 6.5, total 62.5. I like Western Kentucky getting the 6.5. And I like them plus 210 to win the game outright. I project Western 3, total 59 and 7/20. 1 o'clock, Towson, West Virginia. I project West Virginia at 35.5, total 54 and 7/20. Buffalo, Coastal Carolina. Buffalo is a 13.5-point underdog, total 59.5. I project 12 and 59 and 3/20. Sorry, I had to pause there because of some math here. Slight lean to Buffalo as the pick for this game. Bucknell, Central Michigan. I project Central by 50.5, total 55 and 7/20. 2 o'clock, Pac-12 Network, South Alabama, UCLA. UCLA is giving 15.5, total is 60.5, under. I project 15 and 57 and 3/5. Ohio and Iowa State. Iowa State is giving 18.5, total 47.5. I love Iowa State minus the points. I project 37 and 52.25. Rutgers Temple. Rutgers is giving 17.5, total is 44. I like Temple getting all the points. I like the direction Rutgers is going, but they shouldn't be favored by that many points. I know Temple's god-awful, but I'm going to say that Temple barely covers. Maybe Rutgers wins by like 17. ACC Network, Old Dominion, Virginia. Virginia's giving 8.5, total 52.5. I love Virginia minus the 8.5. I project 26 and 52 and 19/20. And by the way, in the Rutgers Temple game, I project Rutgers 5.5, total 48.5. 2:30 NBC, Cal Notre Dame. Wait, we skipped one. Murray State, Ball State. I project Ball 25.5, total 55 and 3/5. Now Cal Notre Dame at 2:30 on NBC. Notre Dame is giving 11.5, total is 40.5. Line went up a point from last I checked. So I'm going to go with the over. I think there's going to be more points in this game than expected. 3 o'clock, Tulane, Kansas State. Kansas State's giving 13.5, total 47.5. I like the over. There's going to be a lot of points in this game. I project 15 and 50 and 3/5. North Texas, UNLV. I have here on FanDuel UNLV 2.5, total 63.5. I'm going to lay the 2.5 at UNLV. I project 5.5 and 60 and 7/10. So the under was in consideration. 3:30 on Fox. Number 12 BYU at number 25 Oregon. Oregon is favored in this game by 3.5, total 58.5. So the total went up a point to persuade me to jump on the other side and take BYU, getting the 3.5. I think they can absolutely win this game outright. I think they will, actually. Although I do project Oregon by 1, total 60.5. ABC, number 20 Ole Miss at Georgia Tech. Gee, Georgia Tech can't get out of these big windows. They're so bad. Ole Miss is favored by 16.5, total 62.5. So I like the under. I project 14 and 54, so under's the pick. On CBS, number 22, Penn State at Auburn. This is where game day should be instead of App State. No disrespect to App State, but this is where game day should be. Penn State's given 3.5, totals 47.5. I love Auburn getting the 3.5 in their plus 128 to an outright. I project 5.5 in favor of Auburn in 50 and a 10th. CBS Sports Mark, Vanderbilt in Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois is a 2.5 point favorite. Totals 59.5. I like the over. I think there's going to be a lot of points in this game. I project Northern by a half. Total 65 in the 20th. Colorado, Minnesota on ESPN2. Minnesota's favored by 27.5, total 46.5. Colorado's awful, but I'm taking them getting all the points anyway. I project 10.5 and 48 and 7/10. Big Ten, New Mexico State and Wisconsin. Wisconsin's favorite 37.5, total is 46.5. I like the under. I project 39 and 43 and 3/10. Stony Brook, UMass. I project UMass as a 5.5 point underdog, total 53 and a 5th. So Stony Brook might be the FCS underdog pick in the week. And I'm going to leave it at that. Stony Brook will upset UMass. Game day's pick of Troy App State. App State's giving 12.5, total 52.5. I'm taking Troy getting all those points. They're just going to be fired up. The game day's there. And they really shouldn't be. And I think Troy will come to play in a rivalry game. I project App State 5.5, total 57 and 3/10. So I'm taking Troy getting the points. Georgia Southern, UAB. UAB's favorite by 12.5, total is 56.5. I'm going to lay the 12.5 into UAB. I project 16 and 57 and 9/20. 4 o'clock on the SEC Network. Yale Monroe at number 2 Alabama. The projection came out crazy for Alabama, so I had to do some adjusting. So it comes out to 50.5 and 54 and 3/20. And it's 49.5, total 61.5. I like the under. Here's an all of a sudden interesting game on ESPNU. 2-0 Kansas at Houston. Houston's favored by 9.5, total 58.5. I'm laying the 9.5 at Houston. This is a letdown spot for Kansas after its upset win in West Virginia. So I'm taking Houston minus the 9.5 at home against Kansas. I project 19 and 63 and 7/20. Fox Sports 1, Tennessee Martin at Boise State. I project Boise 25.5, total 54 and 3/10. 5 o'clock ACC Network. Liberty at number 19, Wake Forest. Wake's favorite rate 16.5, total 63.5. I like Wake minus the 16.5. I project 25 and 58 and 9/20. Colorado State Wazoo on the Pac-12 Network. I project Wazoo 16.5, total 53.5. This is a tough one, but I'm going to go with the under. I project 12 and 48 and 3/10. So, under in Colorado State, same game parlay, not a bad idea. NFL Network, Marshall Bowling Green. Odd game for that channel. Marshall's favored by a whopping 16.5, total 50.5. I love Bowling Green getting all those points. I project Marshall 3.5, total 63 and 20. So, betting against Marshall's smart. Letdown spot after the big Notre Dame win. 6 o'clock ESPN, Mississippi State LSU. Miss State is favored in this game by 2.5, totals 53.5. So went from 1.5 to 2.5 last I checked. For the podcast, I'm going to take LSU getting the 2.5 and plus 104 to win outright. I project the 3.5 and 59 and 3/10. So LSU in the over is a fun one in terms of a same game as well. NCAT at Duke. I project Duke 18.5 total 49 and a quarter. 6 o'clock, Campbell, East Carolina. I project ECU by 30.5 total 52 and 2/5. 7 o'clock on Fox, Toledo, number 3, Ohio State. My projection here is Ohio State by 31, FanDuel's 31.5 total 62.5. I project 43 and 58 and 1/10. I am going to take Ohio State minus the points. I usually don't pick those big favorites, but I'm laying it with Ohio State here against Toledo. Arkansas, Pine Bluff at number 8, Oklahoma State. I project Oklahoma State by 54.5 total 67 and 7/20. Missouri State at number 10, Arkansas. I project Arkansas by 9.5 total 58 and a 10th. Akron at number 15, Tennessee. Tennessee's favored by 46.5 total 66.5. I like the under. I project 43 and 61 and 17/20. ESPN 2, Texas Tech at number 16, NC State. NC State's favored by 10.5 total 55.5. Any direction I can go here. I'm going to take Texas Tech getting the points for the time being. I project 8 and 57 and 19/20. So I like the over in Texas Tech in a potential same game parlay. Jacksonville State, Tulsa. I project Tulsa 42.5 total 57 and 7/20. Northwestern State, Southern Miss. I project Southern Miss by 35.5 total 51 and the 20th. Arkansas State, Memphis. Memphis is favored by 14.5 total 64.5. So total went down a point last I checked. So that sways my direction of where I want to pick because of the differentials I have. So I'm going to take Arkansas State getting the points. I project 10.5 and 60 and 9/10. Charlotte, Georgia State. I project Georgia State 9 total 62 and a 5th. And it's 19.5 and 61.5. I like Charlotte getting the points. I know Charlotte's so bad. Tennessee State and Middle Tennessee. I project Middle by 12.5 total 48 and 9/10. 7:30 ABC, number 11 Michigan State at Washington. Washington is favored in this game by 3.5 totals 56.5. I'm taking Michigan State again to 3.5. Not one person I've heard that I like took Michigan State. That might bode well for me. I'm taking Sparty plus the 3.5 plus 134 to win outright. I project Sparty by 2 total 53 and 17/20. SEC Network, South Florida, number 18, Florida. Florida is favored by 24.5 total 60.5. I'm laying the 24.5 of Florida against USF. I project 30 and 56 and 2/5. ESPNU, number 23, Pitt at Western Michigan. Pitt's favorite 10.5 total 47.5. I love Pitt minus the points. I project 39 and 62 and 2/5. Big Ten Network, Nevada, Iowa. Iowa's favorite 23.5 total 38.5. I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm laying with Iowa. I project 34 and 47 and 9/20. Fox Sports 1, SMU, Maryland. Maryland's favored by 2.5, total 73.5. I'm laying a 2.5 at Maryland. I don't care. That's minus 122. I project 30 and 61 and 2/5. Love the over in this game as well. Maine Boston College. I project BC by 29.5, total 44 and 13/20. UCF and FAU on CBS Sports Network. UCF's favored by 8.5, total 61.5. I love FAU getting the 8.5, and I actually like them to win outright. They're plus 250. I project FAU 1.5, total 53 and 13/20. Louisiana Rice. ULL's favored by 12.5, total 50.5. I like the over. I project ULL 9, total 57 and a 20th. 8 o'clock, ACC Network, Louisiana Tech and number 5, Clemson. Clemson's favorite 34.5, total 53.5. I'm going to lay the 34.5 at Clemson. I project 50 and 55 and 2/5. Longhorn Network, UTSA and number 21, Texas. Texas favorite 12.5, total 59.5. I'm taking UTSA getting all the points. They're plus 350 to win outright. I don't know if I'm ballsy enough to make that call. No, Quentin Ewers for Texas, obviously. That's a big loss. Or else projection's higher. I project Texas only by 1, total 63 and 13/20. Montana State, Oregon State on the Pac-12 Network. I project Oregon State 9.5, total 56 and 9/10. UTEP, New Mexico. UTEP's favorite 2.5, total 37.5. This is weird. I'll go with the over, although I really do like UTEP too. So podcast play over. Second play will be UTEP. 9 o'clock on ESPN, number 13 Miami at number 24 Texas A&M. Everyone and their mother thought at this time a week ago that game day would be here. But now they're at the team that upset Texas A&M. That's App State. A&M is favored in this game by 6.5. Total is 44.5. That is so high. I'm taking Miami getting the 6.5 and plus 188 to win outright. I project Miami by a half, total 49 and 7/20. 10 o'clock on ESPN2, San Diego State at number 14, Utah. Utah's favored by 20.5, total 49.5. I like the over. I project 20 and 55 and 17/20. 10:30 on Fox, Fresno State at number 7, USC. I project 11.5, total 74.5. I love SC. My numbers came out to 42 and 60 and 9/20. That's because I was down on Fresno compared to others this year. That's why the number's so high in my projection. So I'm going to lay the 11.5 at USC against Fresno State. 11 o'clock, Fox Sports 1, North Dakota State at Arizona. I project North Dakota State by 7.5, total 51 and 7/10. Apparently, North Dakota State's favored in this game. And I have them as a touchdown favorite in my projections. Pac-12 Network, Eastern Michigan at Arizona State. Zona State's favored by 20.5, totals 56.5. Numbers are very close as I project 20 and 57.5, so it's a slight over. And last but not least, in terms of projections, Duquesne, Hawaii at midnight Eastern. Hawaii, I project as a 7.5 point favorite, total 56 and 3/4. Now we'll move on to Major League Baseball. I apologize, that took a while. A whopping 26 minutes and 24 seconds or so, but we'll quickly go over the baseball games from last night and look ahead to the weekend coming up. White Sox over the Guardians 8-2, Rays over the Blue Jays 11-0, Marlins over the Phillies 5-3, Astros over the A's 5-2, Mets over the Pirates 7-1, Twins over the Royals 3-2, Reds over the Cardinals 3-2, and the Padres lose at the Diamondbacks 4-0. Today's games: 2:20 Rockies Cubs, Herman Marquez, Marcus Stroman. The Cubs are definitely favored. Yep, minus 134. The Rockies are plus 114 over under 8, minus 110 each way. Rocks plus 1.5 is minus 196. Cubs minus 1.5 is plus 162 over. No doubt. 7 o'clock Marlins Nats. Jesus Luzardo, Josiah Gray. Marlins minus 126. Nats plus 108 over under 7.5. Overs minus 115. Unders minus 105. Marlins minus 1.5 is plus 128. Nats plus 1.5 is minus 154. I like the Nationals at plus 108. And I don't know why they are an underdog. 55.1 the win according to Spin Analytics. Orioles Blue Jays. Jordan Lyles and we don't know who's going for Toronto. That is not posted yet. Let's see if the Orioles can play a little spoiler here against Toronto. White Sox Tigers. Lucas Giolito and Matt Manning. I feel like we haven't seen Matt Manning in a long time. White Sox minus 156. Tigers plus 132 over under 7.5. Overs minus 115. Unders minus 105. White Sox minus 1.5 is plus 106. Tigers plus 1.5 is minus 128. For this game, I'm going to go with another over. Royals Red Sox from Fenway. Jonathan Heasley and Michael Wacha. Red Sox minus 205. Royals plus 172 over under 9.5. Overs plus 102. Unders minus 124. Royals plus 1.5 is minus 111. Red Sox minus 1.5 is minus 108. I kind of do like the over. Heasley's just been bad this year. Twins Guardians. Bailey Ober and Tristan McKenzie. Guardians minus 134. Twins plus 114. Over under 7.5. Minus 110 each way. Twins plus 1.5 is minus 182. Guardians minus 1.5 is plus 150. For this one, I'm going to go with the under. Pirates Mets. Mitch Keller and Taijuan Walker. Mets minus 270. Pirates plus 220 over under 8.5. Or 7.5. Overs minus 118. Unders minus 104. Pirates plus 1.5 is plus 105. Mets minus 1.5 is minus 126. Under. Don't feel strong about it, though. Rangers Rays. Martin Perez and Corey Kluber. Rays minus 146. Rangers plus 124 over under 7. Overs minus 118. Unders minus 104. Rangers plus 1.5 is minus 176. Rays minus 1.5 is plus 146. I like the under. Corey Kluber bounces back. Martin Perez has been good all year. 7:20 Phillies Braves. Ranger Suarez, Max Fried. Braves minus 190. Phillies plus 160 over under 7.5. Overs minus 114. Unders minus 106. Phillies plus 1.5 is minus 134. Braves minus 1.5 is plus 112. I like the under. Yankees Brewers at 8 o'clock. Rare matchup there. Frankie Montas and Adrian Hauser. Yanks minus 130. Brewers plus 110 over under 8. Overs minus 112. Unders minus 108. Yankees minus 1.5 is plus 125. Brewers plus 1.5 is minus 150. I like the under in this game. I think Montas against the National League team will pitch really well. A's Astros. Adrian Martinez and Justin Verlander coming off the injured list. Astros minus 375. A's 3-1 over under 7.5. Overs minus 104. Unders minus 118. A's plus 1.5 is plus 132. Astros minus 1.5 is minus 160. For this game, I'm going to go with the juice under at minus 118. Okay, next up is the Reds at the Cardinals at 8:15. Leo is going for Cincinnati, and Jack Flaherty is going for St. Louis. Nothing's posted yet. Under would be the pick if it's anything over 7, the total. 9:30, Mariners, Angels. Robbie Ray and Michael Lorenzen. Mariners minus 162, Angels plus 136, over under 8.5. Overs minus 106, unders minus 114. Mariners minus 1.5 is plus 102, Angels plus 1.5 is minus 122. I'm going to go with the over. Padres Diamondbacks. Blake Snell and Madison Bumgarner. Padres minus 178, D-backs plus 150, over under 8.5. Overs minus 106, unders minus 114. Padres minus 1.5 is minus 105, D-backs plus 1.5 is minus 114. I'm going with the Diamondbacks run line plus 1.5 at minus 114. And 10:15, you have the Dodgers at the Giants, Justin May and Logan Webb. Dodgers minus 166, Giants plus 140, over under 7.5. Overs minus 114, unders minus 106. Dodgers minus 1.5 is minus 22, Giants plus 1.5 is minus 118. I like the under in this game. I think this is a low-scoring game. All right, Saturday, 1 o'clock, doubleheader game 1, Twins Guardians. Josh Winder, Shane Bieber. 1:15, doubleheader game 1, makeup from July 17th, 15, the Cardinals and the Reds from St. Louis. Hunter Green against Jose Quintana. I feel like we haven't seen Hunter Green in a while. 2:20, Rockies, Cubs, Jose Arena, Wade Miley. 3 o'clock, Orioles, Blue Jays. Kyle Bradish and Jose Barrios. 4 o'clock, Marlins, Nats, Trevor Rogers, Eric Feed. Royals, Red Sox, Brady Singer, Rich Hill. 6 o'clock, White Sox, Tigers. Johnny Cueto, Eduardo Rodriguez. Rangers, Rays, John Gray, and we don't know who's going for Tampa. Doubleheader game 2, Twins, Guardians at 7 o'clock. We don't know who's going for Minnie. Connor Pilkington's going for the Guardians. Yanks, Brewers, Jamison Taillon against Brendan Woodruff. I think Taillon's going to be great in that game because he knows the Brewers well. A's, Astros, Cole Irvin, Jose Urquidy. Pirates, Mets, Bryce Wilson, Chris Bassett. 7:15, doubleheader game 2, Reds, Cardinals, Mike Minor, Dakota Hudson. 7:20, Phillies, Braves, Aaron Nola, Jake Odorizzi. 8 o'clock, Padres, Diamondbacks, Joe Musgrove, Zach Gallen. 9 o'clock, Dodgers, Giants, Julio Urias, we know is going for the Giants. And the Mariners at the Angels, George Kirby, Shohei Ohtani. Sunday, 12 o'clock, White Sox, Tigers, Michael Kopech, Drew Hutchinson. So I guess Peacock's not doing games anymore. I just noticed that now. 1 o'clock, Rangers, Race, Glenn Otto, Jeffrey Springs. 1:30, Royals, Red Sox, Chris Bubic, Nick Pivetta. Marlins, Nats, Sandy Alcantara, Anibal Sanchez. Phillies, Braves, Bailey Falter and Spencer Strider. Orioles, Blue Jays, Dean Kremer, Alec Manoah. Twins, Guardians, Joe Ryan, Cody Morris. Pirates, Mets, Johan Oviedo and Jacob deGrom. Look at this. 93.1% to 6.9%. I feel like that's the largest margin of ESPN analytics from a win probability standpoint I've ever seen. 2 o'clock, Yanks, Brewers, Garrett Cole, Jason Alexander. A's, Astros, Ken Waldichuk and Framber Valdez. 2:15, Reds, Cardinals, Luis Cessa, Jordan Montgomery. So the battle of ex-Yankees in that game. 2:20, Rockies, Cubs, Ryan Feltner and Javier Assad. 4 o'clock, Mariners, Angels, Marco Gonzalez and Reed Detmers. Padres, Diamondbacks, Yu Darvish, Ryan Nelson. And 7 o'clock, ESPN Sunday Night Baseball, the Dodgers and the Giants. I feel like the Giants are always on Sunday Night Baseball. They're not good this year. But this Dodger team's historically great. Andrew Heaney and Alex Cobb, your pitching matchup. All right, WNBA Finals. Game number 4 will be on Sunday. I believe it will be on ESPN. Yes, 4 o'clock on ESPN. The Aces and the Sun. Game number 4. This game is let's see. Vegas, 1.5, total 62.5. Each team's minus 110 on the money line, so this is basically a pick 'em at this point. I picked Vegas in 4. So I'm going to lay the minus 1.5 at plus 102 with the Las Vegas Aces for them to win the WNBA championship. I would strike Vegas somewhere like 3.5 as a favorite. I said Vegas in 4. So I'm going to lay the minus 1.5 with Las Vegas against Connecticut for them to win the WNBA championship. All right, now I'll move on to Major League Soccer. We have some interesting games to talk about. So 1 o'clock, NYCFC hosts the Red Bulls from Yankee Stadium. So Yankee Stadium, I don't think, has hosted an NYCFC home game in like 2 months, it feels like. Because they've been playing it either at Citi Field or even the Red Bulls Arena, which is really weird. NYCFC is plus 125. The Red Bulls are plus 190. Draw plus 230. I don't like how NYCFC has been playing of late. They're back at Yankee Stadium finally. Red Bulls winners of 3 of their last 5. I'm going with the draw plus 230. 3:30, Atlanta hosts the red hot Philadelphia Union. Atlanta plus 135 favorites. The Union are plus 155. The draw is plus 260. Atlanta's 9th in the East. 2 back of Columbus for the final playoff spot in the East. They're still in it. But I just can't go against the Philadelphia Union at this point. They're just so much better than everybody else right now. I'm just going to ride with them till they lose, especially as an underdog. Come on, they're plus 155. 7:30, New England hosts the Montreal Impact. New England's plus 115, Montreal plus 195, draw plus 230. New England's playing better. I'm taking them at home, plus 115. Orlando, Toronto. Orlando did me no good on the podcast the other day as I took them for best bet. They're minus 120. Toronto's plus 260. Draw plus 270. For this game, I'm going to go under 2.5 goals at plus 126. 8 o'clock, you have Chicago hosting Charlotte. Charlotte, winners of 2 of their last 5. Chicago, 1 win in their last 5. Chicago's minus 125 as home favorite. Charlotte's plus 290. Draw plus 260. I'm going with the draw plus 260. I don't think the Fire are that good. 8:30, Kansas City hosts Minnesota. KC, winners of 3 of their last 5. Minnesota's winless in their last 4. KC's minus 110 home favorite. Minnesota's plus 230. Draw plus 270. I'm laying it with minus 110 with Kansas City. 9 o'clock, you have Austin, Nashville. Nashville's been red hot, although they drew in their last match. Austin's plus 105, Nashville plus 210, draw plus 260. I'm going with Austin home at plus 105. They need that game. 9:30, Salt Lake hosts Cincinnati. Salt Lake's minus 115, Cincy's plus 250, draw plus 260. I'm going to lay to minus 115 with Real Salt Lake. 10 o'clock, Vancouver hosts Seattle. Vancouver plus 170, Seattle plus 130, draw plus 240. I'm going with Seattle plus 130 on the road. 10:30, LA Galaxy hosts Colorado. Galaxy minus 160, Colorado plus 340, draw plus 310. I'm going over 3.5 goals at plus 116. And last but not least for Saturday, San Jose hosts Dallas. San Jose plus 155, Dallas plus 140, draw plus 250. I'm going with the draw plus 250. Sunday, 3 games, 1 o'clock on ESPN. You have Columbus hosting Portland. Portland, winners of their last 4. Columbus is minus 140 at home, though. Portland's 3-1, draw plus 290. Portland's been red hot. They're 6th in the West right now, so this is low-key a humongous game. I'm going to go with the draw here, plus 290. 5 o'clock, you have DC United hosting Miami. DC's plus 130, Miami plus 170, draw plus 240, going with the draw plus 240. And last but not least, 10:30, LAFC is hosting Houston. LAFC minus 470, Houston plus 850, draw 5-1. I'm going over 3.5 goals at plus 102. All right, now move on to golf. We'll go over the current leaderboard for the Fortinet Championship. In first right now with a score of 9 under is Justin Lauer. In second with a score of 7 under is Max Homa. Tied for third with 6 under, Sai Hung Kim, JJ Spawn, Bang Hun An. Tied for sixth with 5 under, Grayson Sieg, Ricky Fowler, Nate Taylor, C. Thiglia, Emiliano Grillo, Bryce Garnett, Scott Harrington, Matthias Schmid, and Robbie Shelton, as well as Sung Koon Kong. Tied for 16th with 4 under, Adam Svensson, Matt Kuchar, Joseph Brunette, Taylor Montgomery, Taylor Moore, Brian Stewart, Sam Ryder, and Kevin Strillman. Tied for 24th with 3 under, Stefan Yeager, Davis Lipsky, Chris Stroud, Hideki Matsuyama, Scott Stevens, Tyson Alexander, Ben Taylor, Adam Schenk, Taylor Hogue, Brandon Hagee, and Danny Willett. Tied for 35th with 2 under, Lucas Hodges, Mark Hubbard, Brant Snecker, Chad Ramey, Corey Connors, Tyler Duncan, Matt Wallace, Matthias Schwab, Harrison Buckley, Alex Smalley, Mackenzie Hughes, Vincent Norman, Bayu Hostler, Chung Sun Pod, Adam Landry, Gary Woodland, John Augustine, Webb Simpson, Russell Knox, Jimmy Walker, Zach Blair, Austin Eckroat, Davis Thompson, Trevor Cohn, Will Gordon, and Augusto Nunez. Tied for 61st and 1 under. I'm going to go through notables now because of time. Kramer Hickok, Joakim Herman, Richie Wierenski, Harry English, Taylor Pendrith, Harry Higgs, Austin Smotherman, Martine Laird, Brendan Todd, Cam Champ, Nate Lashley, Chasen Hadley, James Hahn, Troy Merritt, Ben Martin, Sangul No. Tied for 86th at even, Wyndham Clark, Alex Thoren, Joel Dahman, Danny Lee, Jason Duffner, Cam Young, Adam Putnam, Nate Hardy, Ben Griffin, Vincent Whaley, Sam Piercy. Although Whaley and Piercy are actually tied for 102nd with 1 over, along with Brandon Wu, Nate Watney, Cesar V. Tied for 115th with 2 over, Matthew Neesmith, Luke List, Cam Davis, Kevin Tway, Stuart Sink, John Huck, Cam Piercy, Chris Kirk, Jason Day, Trey Molinex, Lucas Glover, Charlie Hoffman, Dylan Wu. Tied for 131st with 3 over, Max McGreevy, Dylan Fratelli, Patton Kazir, Maverick McNeely, Dylan Lingworth, Ryan Remort, Henrik Norlander, Grayson Higo, Doc Redman, Michael Giljic. Tied for 147th to 5 over, Patrick Rogers, Brendan Steele, Ryan Moore, and Alex Lee. Tied for 151st with 6 over, Kyle Stanley, Davis Riley, and withdrawing from the competition, Brandon Matthews. So, we'll see how this tournament goes. We'll recap it all on the Monday podcast. All right, NASCAR time. We will make some picks for the weekend's races. We do not have... Oh, we had trucks last night from Bristol. Oh, my God, I forgot about this. And I even said on the Monday podcast that we have a Thursday race. But we forgot about it. We'll just go over the results for truck real quick. Your winner, Ty Majeski, coming in second, Zane Smith. Third, Parker Kligerman. Fourth, Grant Effinger. Fifth, Matt Crafton. Sixth, Eric Krause. Seventh, Stuart Friesen. Eighth, Christian X. Ninth, Chandler Smith. That would have been my pick. And 10th, Corey Heim. The rest, Tyler Enkham, Joe Hunter Nemechek, Caden Honeycutt, Haley Deegan, Bailey Curry, Tanner Gray, Ben Rhodes, Carson Hosfar, Austin Wayne Self, Jack Wood, Jake Garcia, Lawless Allen, Colby Howard, Jesse Little, Timmy Hill, Matt DiMendetto, Blaine Perkins, Leyland Honeyman Jr., Chase Purdy, Connor Mosack, Dean Thompson, Chris Hacker, Raja Caruth, Josh Rume, and Spencer Boyd. And then tonight from Bristol, 7:30 on USA for Xfinity. For this race, I am going to pick Brandon Jones at 12-1 to win the Food City 300 from Bristol. And now the Cup Series tomorrow night, 7:30 on USA. So my pick to win at Bristol this time around, I'm going to go with somebody who has just had amazing success at this track for years. And for some reason, his odds, the person I want to pick, I don't see odds for this racer. There's no way this driver's in the 100-1 range. I'm disappointed I don't see Kurt Busch here to win. So instead, I'm going to go with somebody who's also had success at this track in the past. I'm going to go with Joey Logano at 15-1 to win the Bass Pro Shops night race from Bristol. All right, now we'll do the news and notes for the day. They checked out Justin Herbert's ribs last night, and Brandon Staley says he is okay. But what does that mean? Like, does it mean that he's going to miss several weeks? Is he just saying he's okay, that he's feeling okay? But we'll see. J.C. Jackson made his debut for the Chargers last night, as we thought. T.J. Watt placed on injury reserve as the Steelers signed David Anith from the Titans practice squad while Watt rehabs. Jamal Adams out for the season to repair a torn quad. Brutal news for the Seahawks right there. There's an outside chance that Dak Prescott could return week 6 against the Eagles. That would be crazy. Brian Robinson doing drills as he posts a workout video on his first day taking the field. Kevin Durant and LeBron James were tweeting about Mike Williams after he put up an 113-1 stat line on Thursday Night Football. And that was at that point, which is crazy. Kayvon Thibodeau confident he'll make his debut against the Panthers on Sunday. That would be a big boost to the Giants' pass rush. Jackson State's Travis Hunter signs NIL deal with Michael Strahan's new skincare and shaving brands. That is very interesting. Right there. We talked about LeBron and Durant earlier in this segment about how they went crazy on Twitter over Mike Williams. And we talked about yesterday how LeBron was upset with the Robert Sarver allegations. And now Suns minority governor Jam Najafi releases a statement calling for the resignation of Robert Sarver. I think this is going to get uglier, guys. I think that Adam Silver and company is going to see the reaction among star players in the league and well-respected people in the league, even people in the Suns organization. I don't think that Sarver will get the Donald Sterling punishment because what Donald Sterling did was just truly awful. And what Sarver did was truly awful too. But I think that a suspension will be redone for Robert Sarver. Now we'll get into baseball. Dodgers All-Star Trey Turner wants to move back east as he admits preference but remains open to anything ahead of free agency. I don't think he's going back to the Dodgers. I think that they want Gavin Lux to be their shortstop. Vlad Guerrero Jr. wants Judge to be the MVP. He says he thinks it'll be a steal if Ohtani wins the award over Judge, which is absolutely correct in my opinion. I think that Judge should be unanimous. I think that's how I feel about Judge. Rays make history on Roberto Clemente Day as the team becomes the first team to start 9 hitters that are all Latino. So that was pretty neat that the Rays lineup played out that way. Sandy Alderson will step down as Mets president once they find a new president, as they are conducting interviews as Sandy Alderson transfers out of that role. And he'll just become a special advisor under Steve Cohen. The All-WNBA first team has been announced. Aja Wilson, Candace Parker, Brianna Stewart, and we also have Skylar Diggins-Smith and Kelsey Plum joining them on that roster. That's a loaded first team, and well-deserved to all those ladies that made the first team. All right, now we'll do Best Bet, brought to you by FanDuel. There's some games that I like and some games I really don't like when it comes to Best Bet. I think that some of these baseball totals are interesting. But for Best Bet, I am going to go with under 7.5 between the A's and the Astros and Justin Verlander's return game. I just don't see this game going over unless the Astros offense scores a lot of runs. But I think they're going to take Verlander for granted a little bit here. So I'm going to lay a quarter unit on under 7.5 between the A's and the Astros. Fab 5. College football first because I love a lot of these games. First pick. I'm going to go with Western Kentucky getting the 6.5 at Indiana. I don't think Indiana's that good. I think Western Kentucky is one of those sneaky or better teams in the Power 5 this season. So I'm going to take Western Kentucky getting the 6.5 against Indiana. And by the way, all Fab 5 picks, a quarter unit, just like best bet. Second pick of the Fab 5, I'm going to lay 9.5 points at Houston against Kansas. I think this is a letdown spot for Kansas after their upset win at West Virginia. And I think this is a good spot for Houston to get back on his feet. The third Fab 5 pick, I'm going to lay some heavy juice with Maryland minus 2.5 against SMU. I just really like the Terps in the spot, giving less than the field goal at home. Next pick, UTSA getting 12.5 at Texas. I think this is somewhat of a letdown spot for Texas after their quarterback got hurt. And that emotional game against Alabama. It's going to be the Roadrunners getting the 12.5 at Texas in the last Fab 5 pick. I'm going to lay 11.5 with SC against Fresno State. Second week in a row, I'm going with SC as a favorite. This time it's a double-digit favorite. I love SC. I think this is a college football playoff contender, so I'm going to lay 11.5 with SC against Fresno State. And the money line pick of the week, Western Kentucky plus 210 at Indiana. NFL Fab 5. This was the tougher of the two to pick, gotta be honest. Alright, first Fab 5 pick. I'm gonna grab the 2.5 points with the Saints at home against the Bucs. The Saints have owned the Bucs in the Tom Brady era, except for that one playoff game, even though they were driving at the end of that game. So I'm going to take New Orleans getting the 2.5 at home against the Bucs, as they're going to upset them and beat them outright. I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers getting the 2.5 at home against the Patriots. I just think that they're the better team, the better roster. Sans no TJ Watt. If TJ Watt was playing, maybe the Steelers are favored. But I don't understand the Patriots being favorites in Pittsburgh at all. Next up, under 44.5 in Miami Baltimore. Second week in a row, I'm going with the under in the Dolphins game. I just think that the Dolphin defense is somewhat improved, and I think the Ravens defense showed its capabilities against the Jets. Although the Dolphins are a better offensive team than the Jets, I just think that this is an under game, so that's 3. The fourth Fab 5 pick, I'm going to lay points with the Rams, 9.5 against the Falcons. I just think that this is a get-right spot for the Rams at home, getting under double digits. So minus 9.5 for the Rams at home against the Falcons. And the last Fab 5 pick, I'm going to go with over 48.5 in the Commanders-Lions game. I love this pick a lot. I think this is an over game, a lot of points. So I'm going to go over 48.5 between the Commanders and the Lions. And my underdog moneyline pick of the week, I'm going to go with, I know my rule is usually over 3.5. You take a dog at home to win outright. I don't know if I want to go with the same team twice in a row and double down on the Jaguars. I just don't really want to do that because I project the Colts as a favorite anyway, over 2 points. So it's between the Steelers and the Saints, and the better value from an underdog money line standpoint is the New Orleans Saints. So that's going to be an underdog money line pick of the week. I'm going New Orleans Saints plus 124 to knock off the Bucks. All right, so there you have it. For the show, I'll be back on Monday with every recap we have for football, baseball, soccer, WNBA finals, golf, NASCAR. We have news and notes. We have a best bet. We have Monday Night Football to discuss as well. And I'm going to start next week doing power rankings in each sport. And the segments will be, I'll plant my flag. I'll get into it more on the Monday podcast, and we'll start with Major League Baseball for that. I hope you guys have a fabulous weekend, everybody.